Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's great to be able to, at least get a 4/5 of the legendary group Riff. I'm out here in England. It's the fortunate thing for us is it's 10:30 at night, so our clocks don't go
Oh
back
wow.
spring forward until midnight tonight. So if not, I would have to wait until around 11 o'clock, 11:30 tonight. But it's really great to see you guys. This is my second time interviewing Nitty, but it's great to really have the rest of you guys on board. The past 12 months has really been something when it comes to a revival of and an affection for 90s music. Cassidy's Passed the Mic and the versus battle, especially Teddy and Babyface, really got everyone saying, yeah, we actually miss that era. And out of all of that, we've been doing these interviews, and especially with the 90s artists, and people from all over the world are just loving the backstories and looking forward to when things settle down that they can come back and see you guys on tour. But it would be great just to get, because I know that 3 out of the 5 of you were back in the day, back with the movie and everything. The 2 new members have joined in, and the group has sort of taken a different approach going forward. So it might be good to introduce yourselves and names and everything, and then we can just go from there.
All right. Well, I'm Michael Best, aka Nitty Green. Thanks for having me, man. This is a pleasure sitting down with you. Speaking once again, I was excited about it. So, and I'm so happy to have my fellas with me on this time. And I think we're gonna have a ball. We definitely gonna have a ball. Go ahead.
This is Anthony Fuller, aka Big Chill, one of the founders of the group, the RIFF, Men of Vizion boys.
Definitely, thanks, Anthony.
Okay.
And I am Stephen E. Capers Jr., aka Smooth B, the mayor, one of the originals in the building.
Okay.
Last but not least, I'm Kenny Wilkins. I'm the newest, or one of the newest members in the group.
Okay.
I don't have no AKA. I guess my AKA will be K. Everybody call me K. So that's what it is.
I can start with you then, Kenny. How did
Give us time. We'll have one for you.
in time. But I can start with you, Kenny, being one of the new members of the group. And then we also have to Torino. He's the one that's not around today, but I'm sure we'll get to meet up with him later. But Kenny, starting with you, being one of the new members of the group, how did you sort of get connect with them, and were you familiar with the group prior to joining?
Well, yeah, I'm familiar with them because I'm formerly I used to live in Paterson. Everybody here, we grew up. We kind of grew up together. I knew them for a long time. We did a lot of gospel music together, the gospel singing together on the quartet circuit in that area. So I just got a call from Mike asking me if I was interested in it. I said, at this point, this day and age, anything that you kind of had, in your spirit to do, is kind of good to kind of go for it and just see what happens. I was never afraid, but I just wasn't that cat at that moment. So now it's like, let's do it, so here I am.
Yeah. It's interesting because when I interviewed Eric Williams from Blackstreet, I was amazed to find out how much talent came from Paterson, or came from the New Jersey area, from Big Bub and all you guys. And it just amazes me how the small circle, because we always hear about New York and Harlem, but all of a sudden there was an explosion coming from you guys and stuff.
Yeah, I was born in Inglewood. That's
Okay.
where I was born. Inglewood with Big Bob and Eric Williams. everybody. I mean, I don't know anybody who don't know those guys. You know, those are very, very legendary cats. So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when we think about, Riff, a group that sort of took over from you guys in a sense was, like, say, As Yet, that sense of being able to harmonize but also showcase, dance steps. So it was almost a cross between the Temptations and Troop, when Riff first came out. Unfortunately, by the time when the 90s exploded with the bands, and Riff didn't progress as the rest. But it's great to find out that you guys can still, after all this time, still have kept this bond together. I know that probably about a couple of, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, you guys were coming out. But what has brought this sort of reincarnation at this time, 2021, after all this sort of time apart?
Chill.
You want? Yeah, I take it. Okay. Well, basically, we've never stopped doing music. We just took a different avenue in terms of ministry, gospel. So we wanted to basically try something that we were brought up on, and we actually struck a deal over at Sony Records, our gospel group. But for whatever reason, something happened, because of something negative. One of the guys, not that it was done intentionally, but I guess some people, they judge you, for whatever reason, they judge you the wrong way, and sometimes it sort of like hurts you, especially if it's not what they think in terms of being positive. So we that deal sort of fell through. But in the meanwhile, we never stopped. We pursued the gospel for a couple of years, and we basically gathered, our thoughts, while being away from the R&B, should I say, field. But then we decided, it was time to strike back up and basically do what we've, always, reluctant to do, and that was bring back the Riff, the Riff group. And myself, along with my brother Dwayne at the time, Stephen and Mike, we went ahead and we pursued, and we did it for like I want to say for about 2 years among the 4, because at that time Kenny, who was alive, rest in peace, my brother, at that time when he was alive, he was still basically doing his own thing. So it so happens that us 4, we were still rocking out, but we felt, Riff has always been a group of 5. And we still thought it was something missing from the Riff sound. So we decided to add in another brother, a good friend of ours, named Delvis Damon. And we did that for about 3 years. And then Dwayne, he decided that he wanted to relocate in terms of move into a different state. So which was California. In Jersey and California is like East Coast, West Coast. That's like a 6-hour difference in terms of flight wise. Yeah. So, and then he said, you know what, while I'm out here, I might as well rock out with my brother Shy. So he started singing with Shy, which left Riff down to 3 at that time. So we decided to pick up, no, actually it was 4, my bad. So we decided to pick up another guy. His name was Andre Lamar, and we became the 5-member group again. So as far as taking a break from the music, we did it. And I don't know if, when you had the interview with Michael Nitty, I don't know if he broke it down to you, but because of music changing, and us trying to get in where we could fit in, basically Jodeci, Boys the Men, and their style of how they was trying to do music or portray in music at that time. We were trying to do basically what they was doing because they were selling records, and not that we weren't selling records, we was doing records too as well. We was doing top 10 hits. We had we had a lot of top 10 songs on the charts that did very, very well for us. But to make a long story short, it so happens that sometimes as young kids, you get caught up with the times, and then you get caught up to where you begin to make decisions, and make decisions being good or bad for yourself. And that's what basically happened to us. I think it wasn't that we made a bad choice. It's just that we decided that we wanted to do something different. And that's why the success didn't take off like how it did for High Five, Jodeci, Boys to Men, for Riff. And, a lot of people, they misunderstand the situation because of not hearing our story. But we got a very big story that's soon to come that we're going to be telling about the whole life of Riff and the things that we've experienced during the whole 30-year run in the music game. So you can look forward to that, to where you can basically come inside of our world and see what happened on the positive end and on the negative end, basically, and that'll speak for itself.
I think one of the things that we've been able to reflect on a lot of the interviews I've had with a lot of the acts from the 90s is that it's quite easy to think that decisions are made and stuff, but we've realized that you're up against a lot when it comes to record labels and managers. Correct. And it isn't like the NBA where if you're LeBron James, they give you a guaranteed salary, and is everyone making sure that you're good enough, you're paid and doing your job day in and day out. Within the music industry, it's as if you've got the talent, but everyone's looking how to get a piece of the money when you're not watching and stuff. So we can get and understand that, especially, when I spoke to Michael, he told us about the situation with SBC. Is it SBC?
SBK.
SBK. Yeah, the SBK and stuff. And at the time, it was like, wow, you guys had an opportunity to be as big as Boyz II Men and stuff. David Foster coming in to do the record, but it's I guess hindsight's always 2020. But and it'd be great for you guys to be able to do a documentary to share and discuss that. But when you look at the sort of first album that you did, because that's the one that really took off, especially had the top 10 hits, and it was, but it showcased a lot more choreography, dancing and stuff.
Correct.
At this stage of your careers, I can imagine if a troupe were coming back out, we'd be wondering if they're able to continue doing the same routines, as well as New Edition, because they seem to have continued. How are you guys able to sort of keep up with the choreography that really defined you guys in those early days?
Smooth.
Rock that.
Well, we just we tone it down a little bit. We still make it fun and exciting, but you got to tone it down. I mean, you figure like 30, like when we first came out, Cass was doing splits, jumping in the air, doing flips and everything. So, yeah. So, we just had to tone it down. We had that guy age.
Thanks for watching. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, but most importantly, to press the notification bell so that you can be notified when we do have a new interview. Loads to come, but thanks a lot for watching.